Hey guys, good morning. Is able to hear me?
Good morning, Anu. Yes.
Good morning, Krishna.
Let me check these guys also join up. Okay, let me share my screen. So guys, last class we discussed about the application gateway, right? So we are going to um, do the demonstration for the application gateway. So last class we discussed up to creating the virtual machines, uh, create a virtual network and virtual machines and all these things. That level we are there. Okay, let me open this whitepad. Okay. So, last class we discussed about we are trying to create a one virtual network, and within the virtual network we are trying to create a two subnets. Uh, okay. So we are creating two subnets in this virtual network. So in this virtual network, this subnet work only for deploying your services. For this particular subnet is dedicated for your application gateway. So application gateway required a dedicated subnet. You guys remember that, okay? So generally in interviews also they're asking, so can I deploy my application gateway on the subnet where my services are deployed? We cannot do that. It is required a dedicated subnet, okay? So why? Because it's maintains a high availability. For that, it is required a dedicated subnet for that. Okay. Um, what is the IP range I'm going to give? 0/16. It was there. And so two subnets are given. This is for the app subnet. This is for app gateway subnet. You can give any name, but require a dedicated subnet. Okay. That is important. You need to give any name. It is not required to give like this. AG subnet is not required. But you can, but this is but dedicated subnet is mandate. So I, as of now, I created two network and two subnets. In the subnet, I have created two virtual machines. Okay. Okay. So two virtual machines I created, and then I'm going to deploy application gateway here. Okay. So as of now, let me connect these servers now. I had done the setup as of now because we already done last week. So I created one virtual network and two subnets. I have done everything. Two virtual machines also I created. Okay, as of now. So let me connect. We stuck last time. Like we don't have time to work on the complete this task from this point, right? So we'll continue from here. I told you that we had two servers. I created app server one, and I'm going to create a another server name is app server two. So I had two servers, okay, which is in VNet one. Okay, let me install IAS here. That whole need to be installed. So I need to do the same thing for app server two also. It will take some time to upload these things. So it is going to be installed IAS in the second server also. So let's this complete, okay? It's take some time, just a minute to complete this, guys. Just wait for some time. Okay, this is done now. So once this is done, then we are going to just create one file here. Okay. Notepad. So why I'm doing this one, I don't have any application in this server, right? Just I'm creating just one HTML file only for our understanding purpose. Okay. So in real time, no need to do all this setup because this setup is like, the application is installed where this file is going to be set up. Okay. We don't have, as of now, we don't have any application to connect. So that's the reason we are going to create one small sample file here. To once the when you try to connect from the application gate with the backend server, just for understanding purpose, we are able to connect the server on. That is the main thing. Okay. So this is just I'm going to give name like a one HTML file called this is app server one. Okay. This is only as a Excel format. Okay. You cannot give as a app server one. For example, if this is a image server. You can give it app server as a image server, for it like that. Okay. Save as where I want to save this. What is the default path? We have it. C drive, inetpub, www root. Here, I'm creating one folder called images. Okay. Under this particular folder, I'm going to save this file called default. You can give like this, or you can give test dot anything. You can file name is anything, but it has to be same dot html folder. So I'm going to save this file as a under image folder, create text.html. Save it. Okay. I'm doing the same thing here also. Close. Open the notepad. In this notepad, I'm going to write this is videos server. I'm going to save this file In the server, go to C drive. inetpub. www root. So here I'm going to create one folder name called videos. Okay, under videos, I'm going to create a file name text.html. Okay, so here I written like this is image server, this is video server. Okay, so whatever agenda now right now, when I try to connect through application gateway to the backend servers, one server you can imagine I have two backend pools. In this backend pool, this is called images backend pool. This is videos backend pool. Okay, so I have some server, one server here, I have one server here. In this server, I have images for this particular application. In this server, I have videos. Okay, so for example, when I try to connect this particular servers from the outside, from my laptop, saying that, for example, we can say irctc.com/images. This is the link I'm going to provide in my website. Automatically, what this application gateway can do, it will try to connect this server only, this particular backend pool. It is not this application will get gateway route your traffic to the this images folder, this particular file where we have in this particular server is going to be attacked. So if I type instead of images, if I type videos slash some file, what is the file name we have it? Text.html, text text.html. Here also same images also text.html. Okay. So when I type videos, automatically the application gateway try to push to the code to the push to the this request to the this backend pool. Okay, it will going to attack this particular server which is available in this backend pool. This picture is clear, guys. Any doubts?
Clear.
Clear, right? Okay. So application gateway will automatically route the traffic based on your path. Okay. If you have in path, you have a images path, you type images slash text.html, it will route to here. If it is like irctc.com/videos.html, text.html, it will automatically move to here. So it will decide automatically route the traffic by your application gateway. Okay. So this setup is over. Like we are getting created two servers now. Okay. Now let me create an application gateway. Go to application gateway. Click on application gateway. Select your resource group. You can give application gateway 1. Any name you can give. It depends on your choice as per project. Okay. So you can see standard V2 model is there, WAF V2 also. So as of now, I'm going to create standard V2 model. You can see enable auto scaling. If you put enable auto scaling, we discussed it, right? Automatically, multiple applications gateways are created based on your traffic. If it is not required, automatically deleted. Whenever it is required, automatically added. So this is called a scaling option. Whenever it is required, it will create. Whenever it is not required, it will delete. Okay. So this is the way we are going to do it. So as of now, we are not required any auto scaling because only for testing purpose we are doing this. That's the reason this is not required for. Okay. So one application, how many application gateways are required? Minimum one or two. As of now, only for testing, I required only one application gateway. Okay. So if you have any choice to auto scaling option, if we have a yes button. Okay. So which network you want to use it? So we are going to use it, your VNet one. You can see automatically it will pick up the what is the empty subnet. It is automatically picked up. Go to next. So front end IP. So we require a front end IP for our application gateway. So is it a public IP or private IP? Is it a public or private?
Public IP.
Public IP. Because it is going to take a, it's an external application gateway. It is not an internal one. Okay. If it's an internal one, private is enough. Okay. So now I'm going to create a front end IP. So I told you that we required a two backend pools. So I'm going to create a two backend pools now. First backend pool, you can say images backend pool. So in the images backend pool, I'm going to add the virtual machine is app server one. App server one, I make it as a, I'm going to put all my images on my app server one server. Okay. So that's the reason I added one backend pool called images. Another one is a videos backend pool. So here the server, go to server, you can take it as that. So you can see in the backend pool, you have so many options. You can add virtual machines, virtual machine scale set, app services. So these are the different options are able to add it to the backend pool. So as of now, we are using a virtual machines. That's the reason we are adding a virtual machines here. Okay. So that is our choice. Depends on where your application is deployed. It is an application gate, app servers, app gateways, or sorry, web apps or virtual machines or VMSS. We discuss about what is VMSS, what is web apps. So then we got to know the difference. Okay, as of now, we are using only virtual machines. So I added these two virtual machines in a two backend pools. Next. So now you can see we have a front end, we have a public IP, we have backend pool. So we need a rule now from based on the request, what action I can perform. So for example, the front end, I told you, right, you can see here. So we have public IP here in the front end of this particular application gateway. Once the request is, now we set up this one, we set up this one. Both are ready, but there is no link. So for example, based on this particular URL, application gateway, how it is going to know that, okay, if I get a URL like this, I need to send to this backend pool. If I get a irctc slash videos.html, how can I route this? This rule we need to write here in between these two. So for that, we need to add a rule. Okay. For example, rule one. Priority can give anything. So you can give the, so I told you that we have a listener. as per this diagram, you can see. So we have a listener here. Once you reach it here, we have a listener to route your traffic. Okay. This listener will help. You can see this particular demo. So your application gateway receive the request from the internet. So the listener will receive the request and it will send to the as per the rule. Okay, if it's a html.irctc.com/images, it will send this request to the rules and in the rule it will check. Okay, this is send it to this particular port. So those things we need to set up here. So we need to give a listener name, listener one. Okay. What type of ports it is going to be allowed? It is HTTP or HTTPS, TCP, UTL, TLS, any type of which type of service you want to access it. Okay, as of now, I'm using only HTTP. Okay. And once you receive here, what is the backend pool here? I have two backend pools, right? So we need to use backend pool BP and we need to create one backend settings software. Okay. BP settings. So just add that to name. That's it. Okay. Backend settings we are added. And in the so once you receive a listener, you will add it here. So based on your URL, what is those URLs now? Click on here. Type if your URL have /images, for example, images. What is the folder name we are giving here? INetPub. www root images. Okay, you need to give the same images / something. Okay, whenever you have your URL have a images / some any file name, that's supposed to go to images folder. Okay, what is the backend pool? Images.bp. Add. If your URL have videos /star, target name is videos. You need to tell the target called this particular backend pool. Okay, just add it. So here what you're trying to say, once the listener is receiving the request, okay, that request need to send it any of these backend pools based on your URL. If you have images, it will send it to the backend images BP. If it's a videos at the back and the URL, need to send it to the here. Okay, you can just add this one. Go to the tags, deploy, and create. Create. So it will take a bit time, guys, 1 or 2 minutes to complete this application gateway deployment. Then we can see how we are going to connect. Meanwhile, I do the small thing. C colon system 32. What is that? Program files. Okay, let's see. Still is logging on, right? So it will take bit time. I told you that it will take some time. So these application gateways and VPN gateways, firewalls, these are very huge service. So it will take some time to deploy, but it's very costly also. So be careful. Once your training is practice is complete, immediately try to delete this. Otherwise, the charges are very high. Okay, so be careful on that.
Okay.
Yeah. I told you, right, it's a huge service, so it will take some time to deploy and complete. It may take 5 to maybe 5 minutes max. So now my deployment, application gateway deployment is completed. You can see my application gateway is created. Okay, so you have some, it will get the front end IP here. Just wait for some time. So this is the IP address of front end IP address of my application gateway. For example, I open this, take this application gateway IP address. Okay, and open my URL, type. You can imagine this application, this IP is like nothing but your local uh, URL. Okay, like irctc.com, something like that. Okay, slash videos dot t text.html. What is the name of the file we are giving here? text. Okay. You can see whenever you have a videos in the path, it will try to access this folder, this particular file called this is a video server. If I use the same link with instead of videos, images, you can see it is moving to the images folder in the backend. So based on your URL only, see, this is common for everything. As of now, we are see IP address here, but in the real time, you are using app gateway or like irctc.com, something like that. We need to update this one into your local in your DNS server. Okay, for example, I want to do this on a local system. You can go to your local system server, your laptop, for example, give for example, what do you want? Like you can give suggest any name. You want to see irctc.com or something like that, or you can see Flipkart dot in, for example. Okay, so just it is only for local, my system only. You can see that because it's a my local system had done this. Okay, let me open this file. As administrator. Otherwise, can open some notepad here as administrator. Open my file. Windows system 32. The drivers. TC. All files. Open this file. Okay. Now you can save this file. Okay. So now instead of this one, I can type Flipkart dot in. So you can see flipkart.com, flipkart.in slash videos slash this one, you will get it. If I open fresh window like this, instead of this, I'm typing images. You can see this is automatically routed to that place. Is it clear? The path is like flipkart.com in both so you can delete this. It is not required because we have updated this one. So what exactly happens in the real time? We are using here I updated flipkart.com, flipkart.in in my local etc host file. So this is only work for my system only. For example, you want to see same thing in entire world. You can connect from your system or anyone's system. How it is going to be identified with the name? This IP is identified with the name. Where you are supposed to do? What you are supposed to do? Hmm? You got my question? Any confusion here?
Yes, sir. No.
Clear, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So how will you get that in the real time? I'm getting like in a flipkart.com in my system. You can also open flipkart.com. But actually, there is no name called flipkart.com. No one aware of it. Only the backend, we have some IP like this. So where we are supposed to update this information? Hmm? Where you are supposed to do? In DNS server. We discussed, right?
Yes.
In the DNS server, we need to update. So here only local, in my local system only, I opened this. So it is working for me because I'm locally. For example, you have an application like flipkart.com. Many of your customers are accessing it, right? Who are want to book your some uh, um, it might be on any particular item you want to book through flipkart.com. They are supposed to go to flipkart.com. So how can I connect that without IP address? So where the information is updated in a public DNS servers. So we have so much options like local DNS server, from local DNS server to public DNS server, public DNS server to the find out the server domain. Okay. So then it is identified. Okay. But they're identified, are updated like this only. IP address and what URL you are looking out. As simple as that. So just for understanding purpose, I added my local etc host file. So that's the reason I can open here, like flipkart.com/videos. I can open my request will go to the backend server called video server. The same way, flipkart.com images/text.html. Same, only the folder, this path was changed. So automatically, my application gateway is route the traffic to the specific backend pool. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is called path-based routing. Okay. So this is the path-based routing like this. So I have videos, contexto.com/images, it will go to this pool. Contexto.com videos, it will go to this pool. Same way we are using flipkart.in. Okay. So based on your path, it will go automatically routed. Here is a multi-site routing, multiple different sites altogether. It is not a single site. So we required to set up two different, the procedure is same. There is no difference. Okay. So we have to, small changes are required in your application gateway. That will work. Okay. Okay. So this is the procedure, guys. So we'll continue tomorrow with Azure firewall. Okay. Then we will continue the rest of the things. Okay.
Okay.
Okay then, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Someday.